Hi guys, it's Fallon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this video has been really hard for me to make. My Uncle Michael lost his battle with cancer last month. My Uncle Michael was one of my biggest supporters in my life. There was never any event that I was a part of that he wasn't at, whether it be school plays, talent shows, track meets, basketball, soccer, or volleyball games. You have probably even seen him in some of my jitsu videos cheering me on from the stands at tournaments. Anytime I was helping around his house this past year, I would hear him listening to my YouTube videos. I would look across the room and he would be smiling at the screen. So recording this video has taken me a very long time because I know he won't be watching it. I lost a part of myself I will never get back, but I know for a fact he wants me to keep pushing forward and be the happiest version of myself. So this video is dedicated to the best man I've ever known. I love you, my favorite Uncle Michael. Alright, so this week's role we have a white belt. He is pretty new to the sport. I think he's been doing it around 3 months now maybe. He is actually the brother of the last narrated role I posted on my YouTube channel, so if you haven't seen that, go check that out. But here's Mark, who is 6 feet tall and probably around 170 pounds. Alright guys, so let's get started. First things first, I am going to get a deep collar grip. That way I can manipulate his body a little bit better. And I always grab a sleeve grip as well, because if you watch my videos, you know I'm a big believer at always having 4 points of contact at all times. And as you can see, I caught him in a triangle. Triangles are definitely one of my favorite submissions, especially when going with white belts that are bigger than me. So when we break this down, you see that I slid my foot on the bicep over his arm while pulling the opposite arm in towards me by having that hand on the bicep. And that allowed for one arm to be in so I could lock my triangle very tight. And once I lock my triangle, I automatically grab my shin so I can hip escape and get it further tightened without him being able to break out of it. Then I pull down on his head, squeeze my inner thighs together, and I also try to rotate my body under him so you can see my arm is grabbing underneath his right side of his thigh just so I can get a better angle at really choking him out. And from here I'm playing guard, but he is just keeping distance from me, so I am going to stand up and start to pass instead. And as you guys know, I heavily rely on speed passing rather than smash and passing. So you can see that I'm setting up my long step pass, however I'm very close to the wall, so right when I go to do it, instead I just jump to mount. But I wouldn't advise doing that because it is easy for the opponent to catch you in his half guard. And that's why you see me scrambling off of mount onto knee on belly back into mount, and then I am setting up an arm bar. And I attack arm bars based off the reaction the opponent is giving me. So as you saw, he was really active on pushing my body, trying to get me out of mount. So as soon as that opponent stretches their arm forward, that is a perfect time to attack an arm bar. Now we're going to break it down just in a little bit more detail. So as you see, I really sit high into an S mount before I go for the armbar. So basically that right leg is cupping underneath his shoulder blade, and that left leg is coming very up high, my knee to his head, and that makes it just that much easier to throw my leg over and make the armbar just more quick and efficient. And he was holding his grips together very tight, so I threw my inside leg over his wrist area basically while locking a triangle, attacking a bicep slice, which causes that much pressure for him to feel the need to let go and for me to finish the armbar. So next I am standing, passing the guard, so I'm taking that outside foot and bringing it across the center of his guard to the other side, and then maintaining knee on belly. He's defending that side pretty intensely, so I hop over to the other side using a windshield wiper and knee on bellying the opposite side, and then I windshield wiper across to mount. And here he's holding my wrist, so I can't really be active with my hands, so I get up to attack an armbar by getting high S mount, and when I do that he rolls away from me, so that gives me the opportunity to take his back. And I am a little too high on his back, so you can see me start to adjust and scoot back a little, while also simultaneously attacking his lapels. So from here, the arm that is over his shoulder is attacking that lapel going across his neck, and the arm that is underneath his shoulder on the other side is attacking his lapel pulling down, and that gives me the cross collar choke using the lapels. Alrighty, so now you're going to see me start playing some guard. So with my grips, I'm pulling him into me so I can get that De La Riva guard started. And I extend that leg all the way across his body, basically hooking the top of my foot on his hip. That way I can knock him back and then I can transition into a mount position just by doing a backwards roll basically. And when I came on top, he was holding his half guard very tight against my ankle. So now I'm just trying to get a underhook either under his shoulder or under his head to apply pressure, and he opens up his half guard. And now I'm grabbing my lapel to go for a lapel choke. So I bring that lapel across his face with my right hand, and then I underhook my left arm under his neck, and then I grab the lapel with that left hand. And from there I am going to have to, I think he just broke the grip. Yeah, he did. But have no fear, that means he is pushing into me, so I can start tacking arm bars as you see, and he turns away from me once again like he did previously, so now I just take the back again. Unfortunately, this is a very bad angle, so we can't really see what I'm doing, but if I know myself, I am definitely attacking the lapels again. So right now we are just hand fighting, and he's definitely learning how to properly better defend the lapel grips because this time it's taking a little bit longer, so that's good for him. So he rolled onto his side, which I personally like better when I attack the back because as you see I can take my hooks out and then adjust my body to make the choke even stronger. So I still throw that left leg over the body and it kind of looks like I'm going for a bow and arrow choke, but instead of grabbing the pants I just keep both of my hands on the lapels choking and I throw that right leg over his other shoulder. And that's my ideal way how I want to always finish the cross collar lapel choke. Alrighty, now moving on, I am playing guard, so he is kind of standing up to pass, and I am pulling him into my guard, always having those 4 points of contact, of course, and I am putting that left foot on his hip. The right foot is most likely on the bicep, and I have a cross collar grip, and my other hand is on his ankle. So from here, it honestly looks like I'm going to go for K-guard. Yep, alright. So I have an underhook on his leg and I am pulling it into me to try to create enough space so I can throw that other leg over. But while I was doing this, he did a back step, so we ended up in a 50-50 position. So right away I go to stand up because I do not like my ankles being attacked. And I just did a spin around right to the back. And once again, I am doing that cross-collared lapel choke. And then if you look at the background, Bobby is also submitting with the same choke. So obviously this is the choke of the day for this video. So go see if you can hit it as well. Alrighty, so now I'm playing guard, but he looks like he wants to, so I'm just going to go ahead and step up to my feet and start to pass. And I do a variation of the Toreando pass, or the bullfighter's pass. And right away, I go to knee on belly and hit my favorite armbar where I spin to the opposite side of their body. But I didn't hit it quite as fast as I would like because he was still able to grab his hands together. So the key to hitting this position is getting a deep underhook on the arm that he's pushing you with. And that outside leg needs to step as far around your opponent as possible. You want your foot landing near his scapula. This allows the rotation to be very fluid. And once you rotate all the way through, keep your basic mechanics of an armbar. When I was a white belt, a judo guy from my gym showed me this break for an armbar, which helps when you're going against a stronger opponent. So I take the arm towards the head and swing that underneath his arms. And then I take my arm towards his legs, which is the opposite arm, and I throw that over his arms and I drive that elbow down to the other side of his arm. And then I connect my hands together and then I just fall towards the head, and it creates a lot of pressure on the wrist of the opponent. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to tap that like and subscribe button so I can keep making videos just like this. Also, don't forget to follow me on my other social medias, including Instagram and TikTok at Fallon for Tones. That way you can stay more up to date on my everyday life. Alright guys, have a great rest of your day. Bye!